Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Forgive our debtors as we forgive our debts. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive our trespassors. Forgive our trespassers as we forgive our trespasses. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Thank you, God, for this day. Thank you, God, for all the blessings, miracles, and gifts of this day. Thank you, God, for being our friend. Thank you, God, for your unconditional love, support, and kindness. Thank you, God, for returning Sarai back to us immediately. Thank you, God, for providing us with the financial resources to move and relocate to a place where we can be parents and we can raise our kids peacefully and without outer world bullshit. Thank you. Oh, fuck. That's a 12. All right, so I had a dream tonight, just a few hours ago, that what did I dream about? I dreamt I was like in an old store. Like, it had to have been from the 1700s or 1800s. And it was very rustic. It was a very rustic store. And in the store, I saw little glass jars, like dark burgundy glass jars, which I think had alcohol in them. And then I saw unpackaged beef jerky. I don't know what that means. I woke up though. And I asked my subconscious mind, what do I tap on today? What's coming up? And it said, it's expensive. And then I thought, as I was laying in bed, it's expensive. Can we reframe that? Is it really expensive, or is it that I just don't earn enough, or I don't receive enough? Because for me now at this stage, I can go to the store and get bubble gum. But when I was a kid, I had to ask for cash. And bubblegum might as well have been expensive. So that's relative. Why would my subconscious mind say it's expensive? Because I've heard that. I can't afford it. I heard this from my biological mother. Can't afford it. It's expensive. It's not. You just have to level up. And that's what I'm choosing to do. I'm choosing to level up. I'm not gonna live my life like this, where I'm cold, I'm tired, and I'm constantly thinking about financial resources. I'm not gonna live my life like this. I refuse to. I surrender and accept that this is what it is. But I'm gonna actively do my part to change that. This is not. This wouldn't be living. This will not be living. Wait a second. I have it now. Oh, wait a second. I have it now. I just remembered I have it now. Oh my God. Wait a second. Is it possible? Is it possible? Can I do this right now? Can I really seriously do this right now? Hold on a second. Nope. Nope. Oh. Can I not? Okay, that might not have worked, but maybe this one worked. Whoa. Why can't I? I have a Wacom tablet for drawing and stuff. And I'm trying to do a screen share to write down and show like me writing and illustrating things now. Period. Is there an Apple app on the Mac Studio that I can use to hand draw and show me hand drawing, or do I need to use something else like a Clip Studio Paint or something else? Question mark. There we go. Okay, good. So we got journal. This journal app can do it. Because I don't see anything in here unless. Nope. Huh? Oh, no. How would I do this? Ay, 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 ay. Not good. Okay, either which way, I can do it with the journal, which is fine for me. Totally fine for me. Testing. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Link to PMP. Link to PMP. Da 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 da. Nope. Link to picture in picture. Link to picture in picture. Where are we? Oh my god. The hell is this thing do for? Link to. Oh my goodness. Okay, well we got that at least. Right. At least got that. Let's figure this out here. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Link to PMP. Yes. It's 362. Okay. Let's change this. We will get there. At some point, we're going to get there. Whatever. Is it good enough? Yes, it's good enough. It's good enough. All right, let's focus on this here. Oh boy. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Wonderfully done. All right, so let's go back with my thought here. My thought here was the following. When it comes to it's expensive. Expensive is only a state of perception. Okay? Something costs $0. Okay? To 900. Let's say say 9999. Okay? And this is, let's say, perception. Let's say you want to buy a piece of gum. That costs maybe like $1, right? What do you think your level of expensiveness is at $1? Probably like really low, right? Maybe let's say something costs $100, right? Maybe it goes up just a little bit more. But then let's say something costs like $1,000. Okay? Then your perception of it goes a little bit higher, right? Still higher. But then what happens if we get to like $3,000 for something? Then you're thinking, this is an investment, right? And imagine, let's say, depending on your financial circumstances, to go from here to like the value of something that's 9,000, right? Of how expensive, right? Expensive perception. Imagine going all the way up to here, $9,999. That's got to be pretty expensive for some people, right? So this is where I am. And for me, I'm thinking, oh man, this is, what I'm spending money on or whatever right now for this equipment stuff is pretty expensive. But assuming that, let's say my monthly income was, let's say, 9,000, right? Let's say this was my monthly recurring revenue, right? Just hypothetically. Then, let's see, this would be pretty flat. This would be pretty flat. This would be pretty flat. To spend $9,900 when I know that in a month I make that much money. Oops. When I know that in a month I make that much money, maybe like that much, right? That's a huge difference. But that all comes down to perception. Perception influences how you perceive the expense of something. So the question is it really Forgetting to highlight that. Expensive? Is it really expensive? Is it really expensive? And this is where we have to be honest with ourselves. Is it really expensive? Is it really? And this is where I am right now. Is it really expensive? Or is that just an idea? Is it really expensive, or is that just an idea? Let's see what we can do here. I had a thought. I gotta download Microsoft. Download Microsoft OneNote for Mac. Bingo, bango, chango. Excuse me. Right, and then I eventually have to start up an iCloud account or an Apple ID account for this one. All right, so that's where I am right now. That's where my thoughts are right now. My thoughts are, I woke up this morning, had this idea that something is expensive. I'm asking myself, is this really true? Is it really expensive? Okay, I definitely gotta upgrade this now. There we go. The tip on this pen, this digital pen, is worn out now. Somehow, some way it was worn out. Okay. Well, here we go. Bingo. And then you can just order more. You know, you can just order a couple more. And for all these years that it lasted me, it's pretty good. Yeah, and to think I wanted to sell this thing. See, that's why sometimes you should be a hoarder. That's why sometimes you should be a hoarder. Because then you have these really cool tech devices that you can keep. And this has been with me for a couple of years. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah, let's be grateful for that. It's expensive. This idea that it's expensive. Is it really expensive, or is that just in my head? That's just in my head. That's just in my head, because the truth is what? What? There's a fly here. How's there a fly here? The truth is it's not really expensive. Sorry, fly, but I know you're gonna go. I know you're not gonna make it. Sorry about that. The truth is, it may not be expensive. It may not be expensive. What is expensive, though? I think what's expensive is I'm currently EFT tapping on expensive, and I'm wondering to myself, what is expensive? And what does that actually mean? Question mark. Is that the truth that something is really expensive, or is it that someone is just too poor to afford it, or has a poor mindset and they cannot afford it, or they don't want to, or they're not willing to afford it, or they're not willing to invest into whatever it takes to have that thing? Question mark. Right, and then another thought just came to me for my dreams. For like anyone's dreams or aspirations in life, for fulfilling anyone's purpose, is it too expensive? Or is it too expensive to pay that price? You know? Let's see. This is a very clean question. You're already doing the work just by asking it while tapping. You know what? I can also just do this.
This is a very clean question. You're already doing the work just by asking it while tapping.
Whoa.
TLDR. Expensive is rarely an objective truth. It's usually a signal about priority, identity, and...
Whoa.
This is a very clean question. You're already doing the work
Whoa.
just by asking it while...
That's not the voice. That's not the voice. What happened to my ChatGPT voice? What's the voice? Mm-hmm. Where is the fucking voice? Oh boy. Man, this is a real process here.
Cross platforms. What makes it stand out is a wide range of impressive features, including the ability to change voice. Let's get started. So first up, you have to open the ChatGPT app on your, and under the space section, click on your profile at the bottom left corner of the screen. Then select the settings option in the menu, and under the space.
Did they like remove that or something? C, D. What the fuck? Voice, 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 voice.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Samantha. Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Karen.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Aman. Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Rishi.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Flo.
Oh my god.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Eddie. Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Albert. Alert from Finder. Hello, my. Alert from Finder. Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Sarvox.
That's cool.
Alert from Finder. Hello. Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Lavo.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Samantha.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name is Daniel.
Alert from Finder. Hello, my name
Better.
is Samantha.
Whatever. Okay, this is very unimportant right now, Gabriel. Please, just read the fucking thing then for yourself.
This is a very clean question. You're already doing the work just by asking it while tapping. TLDR, expensive is rarely an objective truth. It's usually a signal about priority, identity, and perceived return, filtered through someone's current resources and nervous system. Let's slow it down and separate what's real from what's conditioning. First, the literal truth. Something is objectively expensive only relative to a reference frame. 10,000 euros expensive for someone with €1,000 liquidity. 10,000 is trivial for someone making 50 kills a month. Same object, different nervous systems, different realities. So already, expensive Expensive is not absolute. Second, what people usually mean when they say expensive. Most of the time, expensive actually means one of these. One, I don't see the ROI. Not a money problem, a clarity problem. Two, this threatens my sense of safety. Nervous system tightening, not logic. Three, this conflicts with my identity. People like me don't buy things like that. Four, I don't trust myself to make it back. Self-trust issue, not price. Five, I don't value this enough to reorder my life around it.
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to read this myself like this. All right, because in that way I'm going to, not going to be able to really retain it otherwise. And since I'm here, might as well read the damn thing. All right, so you can show it. Show your work, bro. All right, what do we got here? So this is my question. Okay, the equipment is starting to arrive. Nope, that's the wrong one. Why build the personal brand? Yes. Okay. So what is it for me? I'm currently EFT tapping on expensive, and I'm wondering to myself, what is expensive and what does that actually mean? Is that the truth that something is really expensive, or is it that someone is just too poor to afford it or has a poor mindset and they cannot afford and they cannot afford it, or has a poor mindset and they cannot afford it, or they don't want to, or they're not willing to afford it. They're not willing to afford it. Or they don't want to. Or they're not willing to afford it, or they're not willing to invest into whatever it takes to tap that thing. ChatGPT's response. This is a very clean question. You're already doing the work just by asking it while tapping. TLDR. Expensive is rarely an objective truth. It's usually a signal about priority, identity, and perceived return, filtered through someone's current resources and nervous system. Let's slow it down and separate what's real from what's conditioned. First, the literal truth. Something is objectively expensive only relative to a reference frame. 10,000 euros is expensive for someone with 1,000 euro liquidity. 10,000 euro is trivial for someone making 50k euro a month. Same object, different nervous systems, different realities. So already expensive is not absolute. Second, what people usually mean when they say expensive. Most of the time, expensive actually means one of these. I don't see the ROI, not a money problem, a clarity problem. This threatens my sense of safety, nervous system tightening. Oh God. This conflicts with my identity. People like me don't buy things like that. That's probably my case more. Or this threatens my sense of safety, nervous system tightening, not logic. I don't trust myself to make it back. Self-trust issue, not price. Maybe that's also me too. I don't value this enough to reorder my life around it. Which is valid, but rarely admitted honestly. None of these are moral failures, they're just states. Third, the uncomfortable but honest layer. Yes, sometimes expensive is a polite disguise for scarcity. Not I'm poor, but I don't yet have the system's income or self-belief to support this. That's not shameful, that's just information. The danger is when someone freezes that state into identity and then judges the object instead of upgrading themselves. That's where the mindset calcifies. Fourth, the clean reframe. This is the EFT gold. Instead of asking, is this expensive? Ask, what would need to change in me for this to feel light? Would this purchase make me more capable or just more comfortable? Is this an investment in capacity or a cost for relief? High performers don't ask, can I afford this? They ask, would the version of me I'm becoming naturally afford this? That question dissolves shame instantly. Fifth, A precise definition you can tap on. Here's a grounded definition you can use. Expensive is not a property of things. It's a reflection of current capacity, priorities, and self-trust. That's it. No judgment. One final truth to sit with. There is nothing noble about not affording something. And there is nothing enlightened about buying something either. The only thing that matters is, does it expand your agency? Does it align with who you're becoming? Does it move you closer to freedom? If yes, price becomes irrelevant over time. If no, even cheap things are costly. Okay. All right, interesting. Interesting. Is it expensive or is it not expensive? And before that, I was reading these things on what a personal brand should do before I went on the live stream. Building a personal brand. Gary Vaynerchuk says that a lot. Building a personal brand, playing the long game. He said, I just watched a short of his from 2008. Probably a long video, but that was clipped into a short. Let's see here. What do we got here? I'll give you all three, clean and practical. What a personal brand should actually be centered on. Core rule, your personal brand is not what you do. It's how you think while doing hard things. The strongest center looks like this. Personal brand core equals a domain you're building in public, a way of thinking people can borrow, a set of standards you refuse to violate. The three pillars, your process, your inner game, your proof of work. How to build a personal brand without the content grind. The alternative is documentation, when you should not build a personal brand. Yes, there are real cases where it's a mistake. Don't build one if you're hiding behind it instead of doing real work. You're chasing validation more than mastery. You don't want accountability. Your life is too unstable to be documented honestly. You're still lying to yourself about who you are. A personal brand amplifies. A personal brand amplifies what already exists. If the foundation is shaky, it magnifies the cracks. The green light condition. Build a personal brand only when I'm willing to be seen while learning, not after winning. Yeah. If that sentence feels clean in your body, you're ready. Yeah, this is my experience. This is who I am. Oh, God. Oh, boy. One sentence that locks it all together. A personal brand is a long-term signal that says, this is how I think, this is how I work, and this is the standard I live by. Everything else is noise. Okay, let's put this together. And let's go back to this expensive thing. Because I'm curious, why is it my mind would say expensive? All this EFT tapping I'm doing, why would you still think it's expensive? Oh, that's fast. That's a very fast now. Yes. That's significantly faster now. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so grateful. Super grateful. I told ChatGPT not to use quote blocks, and it still used the fucking quote blocks. So here we are. I just copied that note. How to build a personal, why build a personal brand or whatever. Come on, man. Come on. All right, here we go. Personal brand. Personal brand is super important. But what's even more important right now is expressing why would my subconscious mind think something is expensive? Because obviously absorbed I've absorbed that language. I've absorbed that language into my subconscious mind. Into my subconscious mind. I've absorbed that language into my subconscious mind. I just had an idea of doing something where, like Ash Ketchum Pokemon. Just had an idea come to me for creating videos. And that is that we got Ash Ketchum. We got a main character. The main character goes through life having life lessons, and he's got like some type of like an absorber, and he absorbs the lessons and he now integrates it into his life. So now he becomes more wisdom. He becomes more kind. Once he goes through specific lessons, he starts off very jagged and rough around the edges. And then he learns meditation, he learns certain skills, and then he applies those skills into his life. That's an idea. I will probably implement that. Likely. I was constantly told it was expensive. It's expensive. That's expensive. Well, no, that's not expensive. It's just, it's your state. Ask yourself, how can you afford it? Or who can help me get this thing? Who, not how, right? Who, not how. Who, not how. Who are the who's? Not the hows. Who, not how. Who, not how. Is it really expensive? Or am I unwilling to have it? Or do I not see myself as worthy? I hear myself say, not worthy. Okay. Not worthy. Not worthy. Not worthy. Even though I'm not worthy, I choose to be. Even though I'm not worthy, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I'm not worthy, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I'm not worthy, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I'm not worthy, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Oh my God, this fucking subconscious mind is concerned, worried and concerned. Worried and concerned about my immigration status here. Am I going to get deported or not? It's fucking taking a long time. Are we going to get our daughter back or not? It's taking a long time. It's already been 4 months, going on 5 months. What the fuck? When is she going to come back? Is she ever going to come back? Or is she going to go into a foster home and we never see her again? I'm worried and concerned. Is it because I'm not worthy? Maybe I'm not worthy of being a father. Maybe I'm not worthy. Maybe I'm not worthy of being a parent. Maybe I suck. Maybe I'm too much of a loser or something. I don't know. What is it, subconscious mind? What do you want to share? What do you need to say here? We're listening. What do you need? Talk to us. What I need is for you to hear this. Are you willing to pay the price to live your dreams, or is it too expensive? I don't know. Like I've been saying, I wanna be successful. I wanna fulfill my purpose. I have the opportunity now. Am I gonna take it or not? Am I gonna take it? I choose to. I choose to move with a great sense of urgency. Right. There's that book by Marie Forleo. She's talking about just freeing up 2 hours. 2 hours to work on something. 2 hours to work on one fucking thing. Give yourself 2 hours. 2 hours a day is better than what? See, but that's the thing too. Like, is it really about the volume or is it about the depth? That's the hard part right there. Or is it about the depth? The depth. How deep can I go here? How deep can I go? How deep am I willing to go? That's a very important question. With trading, you know, it shows up everywhere. You know, that's Yolanda Sarah. That's the Yolanda Sarah imprint. The worry and concern. The worry and concern. Worry and concern. Worry and concern. Worry and concern. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of all this worry and concern. Even though I am worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. Even though I feel worried and concerned, I deeply and completely love, accept, and forgive myself unconditionally. All this worry and concern, am I going to make it? Am I going to be given the residence permit? What happens if I have to leave Austria without my family? I'm okay to leave Austria. Like I'm actually okay. And I don't ever intend to come back to Austria. After this situation, fuck that, child. Please, I'm not gonna come back here. I'm not intending to live here anymore. Fuck that. Not a chance. It is. Oh my God. It feels very stiff and very strict here. And of course, this is where fucking Adolf Hitler and, all that happened. So I would not want to live here at all. The energy still is here. And it's very stiff. And I feel worried and concerned for my kids. And I don't want to project that onto them. I'm going to have a son. And I know that in this country, you are forced to participate in the military. Even if it's like 1 year, I would not want that for my son. Unless he wants to. Unless he chooses to. And I don't know if I want to live here any longer than this year, honestly. Like, I would really like to leave as soon as possible. I would like to leave as soon as possible. I would very much like to leave as soon as possible. And I would very much like to leave with my family as soon as possible. But for right now, I don't know when Sarai is going to come back. I don't know when custody will be restored, if ever, to us, And if I had the cash to afford the legal team, which again, I just spent a whole bunch of cash on this equipment, no offense, could that have gone to affording a legal team? If I had been like Hama's grandfather who served in the wartime and was a huge supporter and advocate of Adolf Hitler, if I had been that guy with that kind of status here in this country, would I have had my kid taken away? Would I have had my daughter taken away, This worry and concern about finances, whether I'm succeeding or not. But as I read that book yesterday from Marie Forleo, she talked about like that person, there was this person, Amanda from Texas or something like this, or someone, that they basically were, at first it seemed like they were losing. They had decided to build a full-time business. 2 years, they were starting to get discouraged. And then by the third year, they were able to generate $60,000, $65,000 a month or something like this, which was like double what they had wanted. They hit that number. So here I am. I've been trying to do this for like 15, 16 years. Stopping and starting, losing momentum, stopping and starting. What the fuck? And I feel that. I also think about the Tony Robbins story about when we went to Business Mastery in 2019, him and I, in Las Vegas. I heard this story from Tony Robbins about him talking about a real life story. There's this guy who heard of a treasure. He was doing research on a hidden treasure in the ocean, and it was worth millions. He was able to convince a team of people to search the ocean bottom. He got the funding. And what wound up happening was he didn't find the treasure. Second year rolls around, third year rolls around, couldn't find the treasure, fourth year rolls around. Now, the people that are investing in him to find this treasure, they're kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't think it's here. Sixth year rolls around, seventh year rolls around. However long it took, it rolled around. I think up to like 15, 16 years or something like this. And then one day he found it. It doesn't matter like how long, but it basically clearly went beyond the length of what people thought was possible. Like they started to have doubts, they started to have whatever. But he believed there is a treasure here. There's a treasure here. There's got to be a treasure here somewhere. There is a treasure here somewhere. Let's find it. And sure enough, he wound up finding that treasure. He found that treasure and it was worth millions. It was worth millions. Actually, you know what? Let me ask ChatGPT. You're good. As I'm EFT tapping, I'm thinking about this story from Tony Robbins. And he's talking about this guy that heard of a treasure in the ocean. And it's worth millions. So he convinces people to help him, or teams to help him, find this treasure in the ocean. But after year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, etc., he wasn't able to find it. And like basically everyone around him started to give up and like doubt whether there was a treasure there or not. But he did. And he kept on thinking to himself, there's got to be a treasure here. And then sure enough, he eventually found it. Period. Can you find that story for me and tell me the exact thing that happened and how many years this guy was waiting? ? Oh, yeah, that's good. I mean, this is way faster. All right, cool. Here's the real story Tony Robbins references. Not fiction or legend, it's historical, and it's about persistence over decades. The treasure hunter's name was Mel Fisher. He spent 17 years searching for a sunken Spanish treasure galleon off the coast of Florida, the Nuestra Senora de Atocha, which contained hundreds of millions of dollars worth of gold, silver, and jewels. Here's how it actually unfolded. 1622, the Spanish galleon Atocha sunk in a hurricane near the Florida Keys with treasure abroad. Recovery efforts began centuries later. Mel Fisher's quest. Fisher believed the wreck could be found and devoted 17 years, late 1960s through 1985, to searching, often with scant results and enormous personal and financial sacrifice. 1985 was the breakthrough. After those 17 years, in July 1985, his team finally located the Atocha's main cargo, a massive haul of silver, gold, and emeralds, worth an estimated hundreds of millions of dollars. Why Robbins uses this story. He points to Mel Fisher as a powerful metaphor for total persistence, resourcefulness, and faith in a vision others couldn't see, showing up year after year, even when the external signals looked hopeless. That's the kind of long horizon consistency Robbins says separates those who merely hope from those who actually find treasure. Well, you see, that's the thing for me. This has been quite some time. Finding something that I really enjoy doing, that I'm good at, and then I do it to the highest level. This has been a fucking while. And for sure, there's been times where I've doubted. For sure. And there's been times where I wanted to quit. And there's been times where I actually did say, hey, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. I gotta just let it go. But then, I can't let it go. I cannot let it go. For whatever reason, I cannot not do it. I cannot not do it. And me doing this YouTube channel is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Because I know I'm meant to be something. I know I'm meant to be something. Next question, colon. When it comes to building a personal brand, comma, what are the top platforms to build a personal brand on and why? I think there's always going to be new platforms, you know? There's always going to be, you know, maybe a YouTube 2.0 or a TikTok 2.0 or whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is staying in the thing long enough to do the thing, you know? Oh man, that's really fast actually. This is much faster. Is it really that it's expensive? Or am I worried and concerned as to whether or not I'll be able to do it? That's the question you gotta ask. That's the question I am gonna ask myself. Because hey, look, man, I'm 37. I'm not 27. I'm not 27. 17. When I was 17, I went to college. That's 20 fucking years ago. That's 20 years ago. YouTube came out around that time. That's 20 fucking years. Do I really think YouTube is going to go anywhere anytime soon? No, not really, to be honest. Why? Because it hits a lot of human needs, if you think about it. There's a lot of money tied to YouTube. A lot of people have their livelihoods on YouTube. And there's a lot of ads. And it's the next generation of TV. That's it. TV still exists. You know, like cable television still exists. And that's fucking what? How old is it? Let's assume. Let's actually, you know what? Let's ask that question. So I'm talking to the camera right now. I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, YouTube is about 20 years old. Do I think it's going to go anywhere anytime soon? Question mark. How old is cable television? How old is television in general? Broadcast channels in general? Like, what's the oldest broadcast channel? And when did that start? What year? Question mark. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better. Gotta appreciate dictation. Gotta appreciate that dictation. Yeah, you're thinking about this the right way. Media formats last a long time when they become core infrastructure. How old is it? YouTube, founded February 14th, 2025. YouTube is 20 to 21 years old. How old is television? There are a few firsts depending on what you mean. First public TV demonstration, John Logie Baird demonstrated television publicly in January 1926. First regularly scheduled TV service, the birth of broadcast TV as a service. The BBC launched the world's first regular TV service on November 2nd, 1936 from Alexandra Palace. So broadcast television as a regular service is about 89 years old. 89 years old. What's the oldest broadcast channel? Again, two meanings. November 2nd, 1936, widely cited as the first regular TV service and is the direct ancestor of today's BBC One. NBC was founded in 1926 and is often cited as the oldest major U.S. broadcast network. How old is cable TV? Community antenna television. Cable TV origins are commonly dated to 1948, often credited to John Walson in Pennsylvania. So cable is about 78 years old. 78 years old. What this implies for you, will YouTube go away thought. Nothing is forever, but formats that become default habits, TV, radio, cable, usually persist for many decades. Even as they transform, YouTube looks less like a site and more like a global video infrastructure at this point. Yes, it does. That's exactly my thoughts. Those are exactly my thoughts. YouTube is only 20 years old. Even if we went to 78 years or 89 years, let's say we went to cable television 78 years, that's 58 fucking years. 58 years to become an influencer. Let's say to really become endearing to people. Right? So people see, this is what I realized, is that people kind of like gravitate towards you and they like your shit when you have been with them. Like you go through the shit together. What I mean is you go through life. So like Gary Vaynerchuk, he's been doing this since like 2007, 2008. He took that break, then he came back. In that period of time, what happened? People got to see him get older. Okay. Now the guy's 50, 51 years old. He's got the gray, right? He's got the sagging skin, circles, the dark circles under his eyes, the raccoonish eyes. He's getting older. He was able to show from when he was younger and at that time when he was doing the wine library TV and packing wine boxes at 36, 37 years old to now at 50, he's got several companies doing hundreds of millions a year. So that's Gary Vaynerchuk. And also Grant Cardone, Grant Cardone was making these really simple talking head videos about sales or whatever. And he had to evolve. Once he evolved, what happened? What happened once he evolved? Now Grant Cardone today. So the point of all that is to say, I'm early still. I'm still in the fucking thing. And hey, look, everyone comes up. Everyone has their come up point. And maybe my time is just beginning. So should I really be worried and concerned? Is it really expensive? Or is this what takes to build a personal, like a home broadcast station, you know? Is it ideal to be here like this? No, not really, because it's cold and etc. And eventually, yeah, I would like a separated office to keep all this stuff in, and I would very much love a team, and I would love to pay them very well. I would love to pay them really well to handle all this shit for me. So all I have to do is just show up and do the work, you know? And eventually, I'm assuming too that even the deep work will evolve as well, where it's just really like having meetings and like, hey, this is what I want to do. These are my thoughts, and I write it down, and then they can execute on it, right? That's a dream right there, because I can't do this forever. I know I cannot do this forever. I know. I know. Just like I knew I couldn't do personal training forever. I just knew I could not do that forever. I knew I cannot be an operator forever. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to put in this work now and to really build this up now. And, you know, when Regis comes, you know, Regis can come. I don't know. I don't know when Regis is going to come. Regis can come next week. Regis can come in 5 months from now, you know? And I'm worried and concerned that if Regis comes now, then he may not make it. And it's intense. It's really intense stuff, you know? Very intense. It's very intense. How are we going to do this? How are we going to make this happen, Gabriel? And that's where, for me, I have to just trust. I have to trust. It's scary. It's really scary. Sometimes I'm worried and concerned, but I also know that's not the truth. That's not who I am. This was an imprint from my biological mother. She was always worried and concerned. Always worried and concerned. But I see an opportunity here. And the opportunity is to make this happen now, to build the system now, and to build enough infrastructure now. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be version 10. It could just be very simple, version 1 simple. And in this version, all the fucking infrastructure is set up. I got the automation set up. Maybe I run an AI one day. I don't know. Maybe this is how it evolves. I don't know. But it gets to the point where all this stuff is set up. All of this is set up. And then what? And then the systems are set up and running. Everything is executing. Everything is firing. I can easily produce the content in bulk. I can easily just 100 pieces of content a day, no problem. No problem. I know I can do that. I know that's very possible. That maybe even should be the quota, honestly. Maybe it should even be the quota, 100 pieces of content a day. I think so. And I think this worry and concern, feeling this worry and this concern, Yeah, I've been very worried and concerned. And I remember the first time that I really started to get worried and concerned was when I was 12. The homelessness thing, being homeless at 12 years old, being evicted. I've said this story so many times. Why? Because we got to get to the core of it. And these are the tentacles. There's worry, there's concern, there's fear, etc., etc. And this memory still latches on. Yesterday's live stream, I still had energetic charge to something in the past, an experience. And then last night, I also mentioned something to Hema where I had this energetic charge. I noticed it. It's still there. So I'm doing everything that I can to diffuse this emotional charge, to move forward with my life, and to let this stuff go. Because I choose to be happy. I choose to feel good inside. I don't know, like anger serves to a certain degree It gets you to take action, but the kind of outcomes that you get from that action, I don't think are going to produce the best results. And I would agree very much with Pritaji and Krishnaji at this stage where, yes, it's much better probably to do things from a very peaceful and a beautiful state and to have a very good time and to do it with great love in your heart than to do something with from anger and then you're forcing it or you're scared or whatever. You know, there's all that worry and concern. But hey, look, somehow, some way, by the grace of God, all of this, everything that I'm doing, everything, look, I'm just going to be honest here. Everything that I'm doing, where I am now today, would not be possible at all without a core group of really special people that I've met throughout my life and God. And whatever other energy is looking out for me. Whether you call that the universe, your spirit team, whatever, there is something. I'm convinced of this for myself. There is something that is looking out for me that, for whatever reason, wants me to be here. It would not be possible. It would not be possible. That's why I believe there has to be a God. There has to be. There has to be. There has to be some sort of a force here in the universe that has me here. Because I don't think I would be alive. I don't think I'd make it here. I don't. That's just a belief that I have. Like, there's something here that wants me here. So I've got to be here for a reason. I have to be here for a reason. I don't see any other way. So all of this worry and concern, and that's the thing, I'm scared though, because I can't see the thing. I can't see the energy necessarily, right? And I'm thinking to myself, you know, if I fuck up or if I do something, this thing is going to come after me, you know, it's going to get me. It may not get me instantly, but it will get me. I've seen this, you know, karma. I've seen this play out firsthand in my life. And, yeah, you know, I do not want to fuck with that thing. Whatever that energy is, God, universe, spirit team, respect to the spirit world, respect. That's right. A lot of respect to the spirit world, because that thing could really fucking get you. They could really get you at some point, you know? So, gotta be careful. And that's what I choose to be. Choose to be really, really, really careful. Because, shit, they can get you at any time. At any time. So that's why I choose to do everything with great love in my heart. And if it's really true that, hey, look, you become what you think about, what you do, you know, you attract back to you what you are, then I do not want violence. I don't want hate. I don't want anger. I don't want any of that. So I better just be really relaxed here. And I apologize. I really do. In over these last couple of live streams, I've been dealing with these PTSD-like symptoms, and I've been trying to tap through this and to process what happened with our daughter getting taken away. Whether that's good or bad, you know, it still remains to be seen. I'm grateful that my daughter is okay, and I really hope that she is with people that are not abusing her or, you know, sexually molesting her or doing some fucking crazy shit. There's that part of me that is worried and concerned about that. I would not want that for her. And I want my family. I want to be a father and raise my kids and you know, have that family experience while also building a very meaningful career, you know, or a meaningful something, you know, building a meaningful business that I can do for the rest of my life. I don't want to necessarily retire, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I want to get to a place in my life where I have support and I have help to do this, and I'm able to pay people to do this very well, and I have a group of people that I appreciate and we appreciate each other and we work together to achieve something, you know? That would be a great that would be huge. God, if you're listening, you know, that would be huge. And you know, I want to be able to see my kids. I want to be able to spend time with my kids every single day. I don't want to live a life where I'm working 13, 14 hours a day. I want to use artificial intelligence to my advantage. And I want people that are smart and that get it and that are on the leading edge and that are willing to do that same thing. And they, you know, we kind of see the same thing. We have the same, you know, ideas of building a new earth and investing into people's purpose and helping make the world a better place. That's it. You know, like maybe that's a tall order, maybe that's a lot to ask for, maybe that's a lot to say, but that's what I want. That's where I want to go. That's what I want to do here. That's what I'm trying to do here. And these last couple of live streams, the last 67, the last 67 live streams, I've been just trying to really unfuck myself. I've been really trying to just get out all the anger. I've been trying to get out all the inner rage that I've been experiencing and feeling from these fuckers taking away my daughter. You know, it's hard. It was hard. It was incredibly hard. It was incredibly hard to not be able to 4 months. It's 4 months. Our daughter's not here with us. She's living she's staying in with a caretaker. She's currently in the custody of the state of Austria. It's fucking horrible. Because why? Because we said no to a non-life-saving surgery. So, you know, that's where I'm coming from right now. And that's where I'm feeling like, shit, this is really intense. You take away you take our daughter away. Like, we're first-time parents. I'm 37. I'm not 17. I'm not like a little fucking kid where I'm like, you know, with my head up my ass. I mean, you know, we all have our inner children issues, our own inner child issues, and I'm no different, you know. So I guess maybe, you know, in some regards, I do act like a child. Maybe, you know, wearing a Jesus sweater. I like Jesus, though. Either way, the fucking, to have our kid taken away, first time parents, and to go through that experience, it was very contracting, you know, very contracting. And to see all the money, all the cash that I had saved up over the year for it to just go to legal fees, it was devastating, man. It was financial trauma. It was a family trauma. It was like a personal trauma. It was everything. And I just got to think to myself, hey, look, this isn't about me so much. It's about like, hey, what's Soraya, you know, my daughter, our son, Regis, my family, my kids, my partner, Hema, our dog, Mama. I want us to be happy together. And I want us to live a meaningful life together. And I also want to do whatever it is that I came here to do because it's still in me. It's still, you know, I mean, yeah, sure. If I could be a full-time dad, I'd be that. And if I could just be happy with that, I'd be that, you know. But then again, I don't want to attach my happiness to anything, right? I don't want to attach my happiness to anything outside of me, whether I have 2 kids or 10 kids or no kids. I want to be happy regardless. All this worry and concern. Oh, gotta use the toilet. Be right back. I actually just realized too, I gotta go earlier because I forgot how much saying. Today we got ACOM. We've got the Global Oneness Summit thing. And gonna leave here at 8 to pick up the packages for the rest of the equipment. I'm gonna finally I'm gonna do a fucking we're gonna set it all up tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be a big day. Tomorrow is going to be a very big day. I gotta set up all that stuff. I'm in the process of doing the affidavit stuff for the marriage, to get married to Emma. I don't want to go through all that process. And I prefer to not get married. But seeing as how there's a lot of bureaucracy and all this bullshit, and I want us to be together as a family, it's going to be important to do this. And that's not a disrespect to him or anything like this. I just, like, I don't want to go through that process, But at the same time, I love Hema dearly enough to say, hey, I want to be with you for as long as we can be together, and I want us to work together at this. What are we gonna do here? I want us to do this. I want us to be together here and do this, please. So here's where I am. Here is where I am. And I need to leave early. I need to leave now because I have to purchase something and I need to research it. And then I need to take a bath and clean my ass, because I stink. And get ready to go at 8. So I gotta let this thing go. But all this worry and concern, I let this go from my nervous system now. This is not me. This was Yolanda Sarah. This is a poverty thinking. This is a poor mindset, scarcity. Oh, what's going to happen to me now? What's going to happen to me? It's all about me. It's all about me. That's very selfish. I don't want to be that. I choose not to be that. I choose to let that go. And I choose to think about how can I serve people? Even though I used to think about myself, I choose to think now about how can I serve others? How can I be of service? How can I be of value? Even though I used to be very selfish and think just about myself, I choose to think about others and how can I be of service to them. Even though I used to think about myself only, I let that go from my nervous system and I choose now to think about how can I be of service to others. It's not that it's expensive, that's the thing that Sri Krishna ji said yesterday. He said something about finance and wealth abundance that made me think, oh, yeah, everyone needs money, as long as we have a monetary system, everyone needs cash. And that cash, it goes to support them. And it's like a circle of life, like I am able to get cash from that person that's investing in what I'm doing. And then that person, and then I am able to now give to these other companies and these businesses and share my knowledge and share my information and share what I know with others. And, that I think that's cool. I think that's good. And so either which way, like the point is that idea of like money is supposed to circulate. It's just you're spending the energy, it's supposed to circulate. And I choose to just really anchor that into my subconscious now. Violet flame, violet flame, violet flame. Dissolve, consume, annihilate, obliterate, and transmute this imprinted worry and concern from my subconscious mind, from my body, from my nervous system, from my emotions now. Produce your peace and perfection in, through, and around me. All right, tomorrow is going to be a very big day. Tomorrow is going to be a really big day because tomorrow I'm going to set up the equipment. I'm going to set up the equipment that I need to set up. And Then we're gonna work on the deep work operating system. So that's gonna be this cycle. Week 4 of quarter 1 is now done. This was week 4. This was definitely week 4. Yeah. So here we are right now. This was week 4. Deep work. We gotta recover this week. And now we got this new week right here ahead of us. So that's where we're going. All right. That's it.